Second week of Saints training camp is underway. Practice number 5 in the books at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. That is Erin Summers. I am Todd Graffagnini. Pads were put on for the first time today, Erin. Really the official beginning of training camp. You hear those pads popping and you know it's time for football.
When the pads come on, the intensity ramps up, the competition gets a little bit higher. There's a lot of battles out there today. I think my favorite moment was when Jimmy Graham was catching a pass over 2 defenders. It took both of them to try to pull him down. He barreled over Troy Pride, and then there were some words exchanged, but hey, Graham still got it.
No doubt about it, and also brought the loudest cheers from the fans that were in attendance this afternoon. Here's head coach Dennis Allen talking about the first day in pads.
Look, pretty good first day in pads. Good chance to get up there and look at the tape, see what it actually looked like. But, I thought overall, the energy was pretty good.
Well, Erin, one of the highlights and the first time we've seen this as the pads go on during this training camp was the one-on-one battles between the wideouts and the DBs. We haven't seen that as of today, but boy, was that entertaining to watch, and you saw some really nice plays on both sides of the ball.
There were some really good catches being made, especially one by Michael Thomas. It was a back shoulder throw. He caught it, and he battled with the Debo on that one, beat Paulson Adebo. He hit the ground. There was contact, but he held on to the ball, so really good to see that from him.
Yeah, speaking of Paulson Adebo, he had a pick 6 on the first pass of the drill as he picked off Jameis Winston and took it to the house. And it's an interesting point when you hear from Dennis Allen, because those one-on-one drills between wideouts and DBs are really slanted towards the offense.
Well, look, the most important thing in that situation, because that drill is really slanted towards the offense. There's some drills that are slanted towards the defense. That particular drill is a little bit slanted more towards the offense. And so really it's an opportunity for guys to really focus in on concentrating on working their technique. And if you work proper technique in that drill and have success there, that'll bode well as you get into full team situations where now there's a rush on the quarterback.
Now, since this practice was a little bit shorter for the first one in pads, you didn't see the O-line one-on-one drills against the D-line, which is also a very entertaining part of practice, but you did see the inside running drills for the first time in full pads. And again, that's when people have to step up because of the physicality.
You have offensive lineman James Hurst, who is working through a couple different positions, left tackle and left guard. He said that everybody on the line is moving through a couple different areas just to get more comfortable in case anything may happen. We did see guard Andrews Pete leave practice early with an apparent leg injury, so we'll see how severe that is and if he's able to be at practice tomorrow. But on the other side, you have rookie defensive tackle Brian Brzee, who's been getting some first-team reps there on the line. So both of those players really looking forward to the fact that the pads are on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously the game's played in pads, so, it was good to kind of just get used to everything, get a feel for the plays and all that kind of stuff without the pads on. And but like I said, the game's played in pads, so, that's when the real contact comes, and you can really just kind of – it's just a different feel when you have pads on and the double teams come and that kind of stuff. So it's obviously important, and to be in them up until, the first week until we play is it's just something that your body needs to get used to it. So
I think it's easy as a lineman, offense or defensive lineman, to make excuses when we're in jerseys or, the little shell type of things that we wear. So now there's no excuses. It's real football. We're playing. We can understand now, okay, here's what changes when the pads come on. Here's how the speed changes. Here's how your technique matters more now than ever. So it's real football, and it's why we're here.
One of the feel-good stories of this training camp, Erin, is Tulane University's own Nick Anderson, who now, of course, is a linebacker here as an undrafted rookie for the New Orleans Saints. Now, Anderson was part of the greatest turnaround in college football history a year ago. Tulane went 12-2. He was the captain. They won the Cotton Bowl. And now he stays in his college city to play football for the hometown team.
He's always had that underdog mentality. He was a 2-star prospect out of high school, had to go play JUCO for a year before transferring to Tulane. He's been undersized, he's 5'10", so he knows that the odds are stacked against him, but he is gonna fight, and that's what he did last year for the Green Wave. He did phenomenal for that team, really helped them with that win. He's really excited to be here with the Saints.
And I'll never forget my agent. He said, I'm on the phone with the Saints. And so my heart started jumping. I was like, okay, let's see what the Saints talking about. And then after, the Saints made the offer, I was like, it's a no-brainer. Like, I'm staying here in New Orleans. And, I went in the house because I was frustrated. I took a time to myself and I prayed. And I told myself, I had got so caught up on being drafted and, hearing my name called. And I was like, God, what is your will? Because I don't want to be in a position to where, you give me what I'm asking for and it's not a part of what you really want and what you really want a part of my journey. And so I already knew when the Saints called that my will was to stay in New Orleans and do things not only on the football aspect, but do things for him, especially in the community and things like that. So I knew it was a no-brainer. Once the Saints called, I was staying here.
Well, Erin, as we wrap up the show, special shout out to Will Lutz, the Saints kicker. We've heard from Dennis Allen earlier in camp. He wants competition at every position. Well, he's got it, including the kicker position. Lutz, of course, is the incumbent, and he really made his mark today going 8 for 8.
Lutz and rookie Blake Grupe have been battling back and forth, trading off days, and today was Will Lutz's day. He went 8 for 8. He hit a 59-yard field goal to wrap up his session. Longest kick we've seen from him so far this camp.
Here's head coach Dennis Allen on that competition.
I do think there's some legitimate competition at specialist, but it's no different than any other position that we have where we have a lot of competition. And so I think it's been by design. We've tried to create as much competition within our football team as we can because I think competition brings out the best in everybody.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be right back at it tomorrow for practice number 6. It has been New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report. That is Erin Summers. I'm Todd Graffagnini. We'll see you tomorrow.